Hello guys, today we are going to talk about Bitcoin of course and the weekly technical analysis, and also we are going to talk about the one-day chart and macro timeframes as usual, right? Every week we are doing the same. So let's start with the one-day chart. One-day chart is still valid to say Bitcoin is just consolidating here and it's going to test maybe around 44, 45, $45,000, 46 maximum, then maybe 55. But as you can see here, the time is very important. I posted in my video, in my private channel, like my speculation for Bitcoin this week is in general is gonna be a bounce around here, this area, based on the weekly close and this. But there is one thing is very concerning for me. Every time when you see the OBB is in downtrend, right? So every time when you see Bitcoin or any asset test in the MA55 in OBB, it's very important to pay attention this. Why? Because in the next sell signal in a squeeze usually is when you are gonna see your big massive move to the downside. Continuation of the downtrend, as you can see here. So now Bitcoin is testing the MA55 again today, Monday. So it's very concerning. Why? Because I was expecting to see this actually, this testing minimum Bitcoin testing maybe the $45,000, not now, honestly. So because OBB is my leading indicator in the long term, so I respect this. So I am expecting auto rejection here. So that means there is a very high probability we will see a rejection from this area. $43,000 is gonna be maybe the resistance right now, and we will see auto leg down to maybe around $41,000 this week. Now this week is very special. The reason for this is because, well, every time when I said to you, we have the blue clouds here. Well, after 2 weeks or 3 weeks consolidation, we are gonna see a massive move to the upside or downside. Well, we don't know because we need to follow our system, right? So the only thing is telling us the volatility indicator is the Bitcoin is in a choppy market or is sideways when you see this. So what is going to happen right now? Well, first of all, I am expecting more consolidation this week, but I am expecting also leg down to maybe around 42 or even less, based on the current price action right now in one-day chart. As I said before, I was not expecting something like this. I was expecting Bitcoin closing about maybe 43,500 around there, even more higher. It could be more healthy for the price for Bitcoin closing about that. Why? Because we will see weekly chart. Well, I respect this technical. I mean, I'm not expecting another breakdown. I mean, the other 10,000 move, at least maybe not today, not tomorrow. Why? Because we still have the setup in the squeeze. So as long Bitcoin is still with this buy signal on, I am expecting this. But the problem is, if you see the squeeze momentum indicator testing the zero line here, and the price is not raising up, we have a big problem. We have a very big problem. Why? Because it's gonna happen something like this. Remember, Bitcoin was in a choppy market. After we saw, when it was very close to the zero line, we saw this small bounce here from $48,000 to 51. And from there, in the next sell signal, we'll see other major leg down. So this is the setup I am looking for right now. So Bitcoin maybe around Wednesday, Thursday, something like this, we will see other, maybe even the sell line or maybe auto sell signal, and I'm expecting other leg down to 37 or even lower this time. And the reason is for this is because the time is very important, very, very important. And now at this point, we are January, let me see, we are now January 18, and Bitcoin is still below the MA55 weekly chart. This is not good. I mean, this is not good. I was expecting to see Bitcoin right now. If Bitcoin is bullish, if Bitcoin is really, really bullish, and this is the bottom, as many people they are saying, this is the bottom of the market. I don't think so. Now Bitcoin must be around maybe 44, 46, or even testing the MA55. Let me show you one example later with some altcoins, but I will show you. Okay, so this is very concerning. So now let's talk about the 2-day chart. 2-day chart, we have bullish divergences here actually in OBB, but as you can see here, we have a choppy market, right? We have a choppy market. Why? Because 2-day chart is consolidating too. So, or it's in sideways. When we have the blue cloud here, that means we have a choppy market. So this is the time where actually market makers, they are they are getting ready to move the market. And now look at this. OBB is in the negative side, in the negative territory, and we don't have any bull divergence. Actually, I was looking for bullish divergences in 1-day chart at least, but we don't have anything. I mean, this is not a bullish divergence here. We don't have this. And 2-day chart, we don't have it. We don't have it. We don't have any bullish divergence into the chart. I was looking for maybe a bullish divergence in some macro time frames, but as you can see here, we don't have any bullish divergences here. In this area, we don't have in OBB. So remember, squeeze momentum indicator is very good, actually, yes, but the problem is like we have many fake signals sometimes, so that's why I'm using the OBB. You can use other indicator like RSI or I don't know, other thing you want to use to filter the signal, right? So the only thing I can tell you is 1-day chart, 2-day chart, 3-day chart, all of them, they are with the blue cloud. So what does that mean? Well, choppy market in general. Bitcoin, this move is not the move I am looking for macro time frames. Maybe you don't understand this, but let me explain. Okay, weekly chart for Bitcoin. Sorry, let me show you the weekly chart. Is a good example. Let's talk about the weekly chart. Weekly chart for Bitcoin in the blue cloud means maybe 1 month or 2 months of sideways or consolidation or whatever you want to call it. From in this example, for example, from July to September, October, November, 3 months. Yeah, 3 months of consolidation here. May, June, 3 months. From September to November, 3 months. December to February, March, 3 months. In general, we have distribution or consolidation, whatever you want to call it. 3 months of sideways choppy action in weekly basis, and after that we will see something like this: massive rallies or massive dumps in weekly basis. And let me tell you something what is happening right now. Yeah, Bitcoin started with this blue cloud in weekly basis in November right now, December, January, 3 months. So that means this month of February we will see finally the expansion of this volatility. And pay attention what is going to happen. Every time when we see these expansions in weekly chart, we have these crosses, right? Of course, sometimes it's too late because the move already happened, but we will see, like in general, the market is going to enter in a very high volatility in weekly basis. So from this point, as you can see here, after 2-3 months, we saw a massive spike from $3,000 to $14,000. From this expansion, we saw this down from $12,000 to all the way down to $6,000. And this expansion from this point around $10,000, we saw all the expansion, all the crash to $4,000. Technically speaking, Bitcoin was in very high volatile in this area. This was a crash and now a big bounce. And from this area, the next expansion phase on weekly basis, from $18,000, we saw a massive move to $63,000. Did you get the point? So we are gonna have this expansion actually right now is happening. I mean, it's happening because as you can see, the color is changing to green, and it's gonna change from green to yellow. Is when we are gonna start. We will see finally in weekly basis this massive expansion. Now the question is simple: to the upside or downside. It's very funny, right? Because many traders, they are doing this. If we see this, it's to the upside, right? If we see that, it's to the downside. So technically, I don't know, right? Okay. Following my system, well, I have no choice, and the only thing I can tell you is this is to the upside. The reason for this is very simple. As you can see here, a squeeze momentum indicator is actually maybe 60% right now, 60-70% of all the development here. So that means, and also even with weekly chart closing below the MA55, as you can see here, but it's not crashing hard. So I will say something like this: if this week we don't see this dump to $37,000 this week, because let me explain why. I will start speculating this is just a massive bear trap in weekly basis, and especially if I see the weekly chart doing something like this, the curve, the slope is getting positive, and also the volatility is expanding. I will start speculating, okay, maybe yes, this is the bottom for now, and we will see other tests maybe to $49,000, $50,000, $52,000 around there, this area, in weekly basis. Now, this is the bullish scenario, okay, and actually is looking better. Why? Because remember, time is very important, and now in 5-day chart finally we can see the slope. This slope is very important. Every time we see something like this, usually 5-day chart is giving a warning. Look at this. This is the warning, like, hey, in the next leg down is the buy. Why? Because after the next leg down, you will see something like this, the other color pink, and after that usually you'll see a dump in this area, and the next one is gonna be the buy. Let me show you why. Here you saw this potential buy signal. Bitcoin was reversing, and after that, after 1 month, dump again to the MA55, MA100, and from there a massive move to the upside. Okay, now for this is gonna happen, maybe we need to wait maybe other month. Remember, because this is 5-day chart, 5-day chart on weekly basis, so Bitcoin can be here for maybe other month. But that is a good thing. Because, as I said to you a long time ago, we need to wait for the monitor to see maybe around 70-80% to start thinking, okay, Bitcoin, this is the bottom, and Bitcoin is going to reverse. Now, this is the bullish scenario, right? So the bearish scenario is this one. Let me show you the weekly base, the bi-weekly. This is not good. Bi-weekly close as continuation, below the confirming the close below the MA21 in bi-weekly. So every time when we saw this, actually, we saw other leg down, at least to test maybe the previous low, $39,000, $40,000. So this is gonna be this month we will finally define, or Bitcoin will tell us if it's in a bear market or this is a massive bear trap. Simple. Closing below $40,000 in monthly basis is very close right now. We are just 42 monthly basis. On weekly chart, actually, closing below $40,000. Simple. We will see the leg down to 37, and that leg down, you don't want to see that leg down. If you see this leg down to $37,000, $36,000, even a little lower, okay, in that moment, okay, Bitcoin is gonna bounce, yes, but in that moment, we are in a bear market. Doesn't matter if Bitcoin bounce from there, because this bounce is gonna be the short I am looking for in macro time frame to, well, it's gonna be very bad. So we need to see Bitcoin this week defending $40,000, this area, yeah, defending this. So that means you are bullish. Bitcoin is gonna test, as I said before, $40,000 again $42,000. The best scenario is if Bitcoin can hold 42, super good. But I don't think so, because the time is very important now. As I said, my speculation is still to the upside. Yeah. Based on an OBB, I wasn't expecting to see this test right now. It's very concerning, actually. And as you can see here, the slope of the volatility is still we are still in sideways. So, yeah, I wanted to see something like this. So maybe after 2-3 days we have to wait. But as I said before, everything is looking better for Bitcoin. Yeah. For me, it makes sense to start buying here. Yeah, of course, yes. As investor, yes. Maybe 20% here. Other 20% here. And so on. Because technically speaking, this is the lowest area you can find Bitcoin right now in weekly basis and 5-day chart. But as I said, in my case, I am not going to buy right now. The reason is because I want to see the confirmation. I want to see something like this. And as long the trend, as long the slope is getting positive in ADX in weekly basis, I am not expecting other leg up. I mean, from here and to the moon, right? No. I want to see $40,000 to be tested a couple times and confirm like $40,000 is the low. For example, here, Bitcoin tested $30,000 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, and after that, we saw Bitcoin build a base in this area. So it was very obvious buying here, and with bullish divergences here, and expansion around here in 1-day chart is something like I'm looking for this setup here. This is the thing, like, okay, it's looking great. Okay, now the second thing I am looking for is finally OBB getting above. Look at this accumulation phase. Look at this in 1-day chart, and Bitcoin was crashing. This is area of accumulation. Bitcoin was crashing the price action, but it was very obvious what the market makers were doing. They were accumulating, you see, in this area. So, question: do we have this right now? Of course not. There is no accumulation. Okay, so that is the problem. So let me show you something else. The monthly. I know it doesn't make sense to show you the monthly right now because it's the same technical analysis, not gonna change. But let me show you the close for Bitcoin. In order to reverse this price action, Bitcoin must close about $47,000 by the end of this month. Simple. If Bitcoin close below $40,000 in monthly basis, this is gonna be just a continuation. I will see the first level $37,000, but I'm expecting this level is not gonna hold. Actually, in monthly basis, ME21 is very bad. I mean, we saw just a couple bounces here, bounces here, but in general, always the best area to buy Bitcoin is ME55. So if we see something like this, well, careful, because we will see a bounce. Yes, maybe 1 month green, maybe March is gonna be green, April, but after that we will see something like this, very massive and very nasty, actually. So let me be clear. In weekly basis, my technical analysis is saying, okay, it's like this, and just I have one condition. This week, especially this week, Bitcoin must. This week, maybe no. Let me see. It's 20. Yes, technically this week, because almost we are gonna have the monthly basis, the monthly closing. Okay, this week Bitcoin must hold $40,000. $40,000 must Bitcoin must defend this level. Automatically, if you see breaking $40,000 and we'll see 36 even lower around here, we are in a bear market. Simple. Okay, but as I said, right now my technical is telling me is to the upside, this area, because it's getting better and better this. Of course, I want to be bullish if I see something like this. The slope is getting positive here, and the ADX is getting negative here, because in the moment when that is negative in weekly basis, we will see finally a big bounce for Bitcoin in weekly basis. WB in weekly chart is not looking great. As you can see here, we don't have anything. It's just a fall. It's just a fall. It's falling, just falling. So my next big buy for weekly basis, as I said before many times, because people ask me about this, is simple. Testing the zero line or below the zero line is the lifetime buy for me. So if maybe at this rate, maybe around in some point this year, we are going to see something like this, and this area is when I'm going to start accumulating in weekly basis or monthly basis Bitcoin. Now, some people ask me, okay, so what is your plan right now? My plan is simple. I'm trading just Bitcoin. I am not holding anything. I don't care to. I don't want to buy for accumulation right now. Now is January. Maybe in April it's gonna be different. Maybe in March it's gonna be different. I need to see the price action first. But for now, I am not going to buy Bitcoin or any asset, because as long as I have this setup in monthly basis with these bear divergences, you know what is going to happen? Well, my technicals always is going to tell me Bitcoin is going to test in some point the ME55. I don't know the level right now. Now it's at $22,000. Maybe in 4 months it's going to be around 26. But my technical analysis in the long term is this. So here, from this point and this point, many altcoins will crash very hard. Okay, simple. So I prefer to wait as investor. As a trader, well, I'm trading 1-day chart, 4-hour chart, etc. Now, let's talk about other altcoins. Cardano is doing something like Bitcoin. Actually, I was expecting to see the Bitcoin doing something like that. Now we have this bounce in monthly basis. It's looking very good, actually. Yes, in monthly basis. But even with this bounce, is not changing anything. This is just a bounce. But you wanna be very bullish on Cardano, you need to see the bounce and closing above 1.50, 1.60 in monthly basis, and yeah, from there I'm expecting another test to maybe $2. Yes, in monthly basis. In weekly basis, as you can see here, Cardano is still, actually this is the price action I am looking for Bitcoin right now. Remember, I said to you, okay, rejection from ME55, testing the 100 is gonna be in sideways here, and this is gonna be the best thing Cardano can do for the next 3 or 4 months. This is the best thing. So this is the best thing, and now we have this setup in weekly basis of Cardano, and it's looking good actually. Yes, the problem with Cardano is we don't have this expansion and volatility, so that means there is a very high probability we'll see more sideways here. It's gonna follow Bitcoin. If Bitcoin breaks the range, this coin is gonna break the range. But now we have something very clear. Bitcoin is Cardano is between $1 with 40 cents as a top, and the bottom is $1 with 13 cents. So if this area breaks, game over for Cardano, and as I said, I'm expecting a massive crash actually to all the way 0.30 first area, and the second one is gonna be 0.10. Okay, but this is looking good actually, looking good. The problem here is just the monthly. Let me see the bi-weekly chart. Okay, actually my technical analysis for Cardano is getting better right now, because yeah, I mean, as investor, for me makes sense start accumulating here in this area. Why? Because we have a signal here. The problem is the ADX is flat. I mean, there is nothing special. Let me see the 1-day chart. The 1-day chart, well, this is the bounce I was expecting to see for Bitcoin. Every time when you see this in the ME55, this is for selling. So my technical analysis for this asset is just to the downside here. Simple. I would never buy here, never. But in weekly basis, if you are investor of Cardano, for me makes sense to start accumulating here. And it's very easy to manage the risk, because every time when you see Cardano test in this area, it's a buy, it's a buy, it's a buy. For how long? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it could be 2-3 months, or from now to January, or sorry, to April. I don't know. Who knows? But now we have to clear here and here. You are an investor, as I said, I'm a financial advisor, based on weekly chart. This is the best area to buy Bitcoin. So here, 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 and as I said, it's very easy to manage the risk. Why? Because if this area breaks, well, you can manage the risk, and you can get out of the market. Why? Because if this area breaks, as you can see, $1 with 13 cents, there is nothing to stop Cardano to just keep crashing. Yep, very simple to manage the risk. Now let's talk about Ethereum, because actually I want to see Ethereum, what it's doing in Ethereum. Ethereum testing the MA55 as well, like Bitcoin. And let me see the weekly basis. Weekly is still, we have to wait a lot of time. More sideways here. More sideways. Let me see the volatility in 1-day chart. Okay, for Ethereum the volatility start expanding, yes, but Ethereum cannot even break the MA21. So this is the area actually for the start selling. Actually, if you play this bounce, this is the area you will start selling. Here, this is the area to start closing your long positions. Why? Because I'm expecting another pullback from this area actually. Yep. In 4-hour chart, let me see 12-hour chart. Yeah, the next 24 hours we will see a pullback for Ethereum. So that means Bitcoin is gone. Yeah, we will see this leg down to the downside. This leg to the downside. Okay. So let's talk about other coins. Let me see Solana, because Solana is one of the coins I'm looking. I am waiting. Okay, weekly basis, we have still long time. We need to wait. In the long term, I'm expecting $100. I'm still waiting for that. Closing below the MA21. 1-day chart. This is the bounce I said before here. Okay, happened this weekend. This was the time to start selling right now here. Any close below 143. Yeah, we will see other leg down to 120, around there. So maybe this time we'll see a breakdown. Let me see. Volatility expanding. Yeah, maybe. Potentially, yes. Yes, let me see other coins. Let me see. But Near. People, they are asking me about Near. Okay, bear divergences here. Finally, the bounce played very good. Actually, I said I was bullish for last week. I was bullish in this coin. Very nice bounce. Now is with bear divergences here, so I will say get out of there. It's not good. We have bear divergences here. No, thank you. No, thank you. Very bullish, maybe in weekly chart. Let me see weekly chart. Yeah, very bullish. Yes, very dangerous as well. So every time when you see the pullback in 1-day chart, maybe it's a buy opportunity, but it's very risky. Luna. Let me see Luna. Well, first of all, we have the buy signal here. This is the bounce. Actually, technically speaking, is bullish. Why? Because the next pullback is still to the upside. Yeah. The volume is not following, so maybe this is gonna be just a sideways. You are trading a range. Let me see the weekly basis. Well, weekly basis, as I said before, this is the time to get out as investor. This area you don't want to wait. You don't want to buy here. Mana, still monthly basis, holding the MA21. Sorry, the weekly basis. Let me see the monthly, the 1-day chart. This is the bounce here. You cannot. You're buying here. You have two options. You can protect your entry, but this is the area you start cashing. You are trading. This is the area you need to start cashing out here, because there is a very high probability you will see other pullback from here. Let's talk about other coins. Link. Okay, so Link. Well, the technical analysis there. As you can see here, we don't buy here, And the best way to trade this is, well, you need to wait for all the monitor doing this, and this coin must hold this level, and from there we can see other tests to the upside. But for now, the time is very important, right? So now I need to change my technicals, because even with ME55 here, you will see a small range, right? But we have the squeeze, we have the momentum negative here, so sideways maybe this week, and maybe potentially other leg down. Well, many altcoins, they have the bounce. This is the area to start cashing out. Cake in weekly basis is very good, actually. As you can see here, we have buy signal in weekly basis, but that doesn't mean like this coin is going to the moon right now. It's gonna take maybe a couple months. One day chart, you are trading cake, well, you know my system, right? So it's testing the ME55, no thank you. This is the area to start cashing out. From there, I'm expecting auto pullback. As you can see here, yeah, actually yes. Okay, BNB is exactly the same thing. As you can see here, all of them, they had last week the bounce I was speculating here, and now this is the time to start cashing out. Here, you don't buy here. The weekly technical analysis here is the ME21 in weekly basis, so this is gonna be a reaction. So that maybe this week we will see some corrections for some altcoins. Weekly basis is still the same. There is not a buy there. Okay, let me see. AVAX weekly basis the same. One day chart. Let me see here what happened. Okay, this is the bounce. This is the area. Closing positions here. You were trading the bounce here in one day chart. But let me tell you something. AVAX was forming a bullish divergence here, but as you can see, it's not strong enough. Why? Because with this bullish divergence, I was expecting something like this, testing the area of volume here, and from there to the moon, right? But looks like the party is over for now. Okay, let's talk about Atom. Atom, well, last week was bullish, as you can see here, like this. And now this is the time to get out. Why? Because we have better divergences here in one day chart, so no thank you. But let me tell you something. As long Atom is above this area, this is just a pullback to keep going to the upside. Let me see weekly basis. Yes, actually yes, I am expecting maybe this month or next month new highs for this coin. Something like this. You see? Something like this is my projection for maybe this month or next month. Okay, let's talk about other coins. iOS. Someone asked me about iOS last week. Let me see. Okay, iOS is trending. Every time when it says in ME21, new low. So even with the bullish divergence forming here, it's not enough. As you can see here, the volume is not following, so maybe weekly chart is not good. Let me see. Okay, as investor, if you are an investor, this is the area you want to buy. All this area. Historically speaking, every time when iOS is tested in this area, look at what happened. Yeah. So as investor, this area, even lower, this is the area. Start accumulating iOS. As investor. Weekly chart is we can see a bullish divergence in progress, as you can see here. It's looking good, but the problem here is the volatility is still in blue, and there is a very far line. I mean, I want to see something like very close this to start thinking maybe this is gonna start trending. and also the volume is 0 technically, so more sideways, more choppy market for this. Phantom, let me see. Phantom. Okay, this is the setup I'm looking for. Atom. This week we will see maybe more upside for Atom, and we will see these better divergences here, maybe in 1 month or 2. So 1 day chart, maybe better divergence. Yes, of course. Yeah, I was right. As you can see here, as a trader, I would never buy here in the previous high. I don't care if this coin is going to the moon. I will never buy here because I know this is my system. So bearish variance here. So technically speaking, this area we will see maybe other leg, maybe potentially other leg up because we have the DX positive. But in this leg up, we will see a major retracement. So that is gonna be your next entry point. So something like this, and from there other leg down, and here continuation to the upside. Okay, so let's talk about other coins. Let me see. Axe Infinite. Okay, this is just downtrend, as you can see here. Yep. The problem with this kind of coins is like even with the bullish variance in a squeeze, because they don't have volume, well, you can see this, they are not very strong, right? So for example, we have this bullish divergences here, actually, here, from this point and this point, this point and this point. And after that, we can see this bounce from 64, 65 to almost 82, maybe a little bit low, a little bit higher, maybe potentially. But the OBB is very clear. It's testing this MA55, so I'm expecting other rejection from here, and we will see other leg down. Let me see other coin. ARPA. iOS. I think I finished. Link, Luna, Mana, Matic. Let me see Matic. Matic, powerful, very good actually, very good. Buy signal here, consolidating above the MA55. This is very good. Other test to the previous high, maybe this week, $2 with 80 cents. Weekly basis, yes, still is dangerous. It's dangerous. Yeah, other test here, but as I said long time ago, again, same setup, maybe other high here, and we will see other sell signal around here, and other leg down. But as I said, the trend is your friend, and this coin is in uptrend in weekly basis. So every time when you see a pullback in 1 day chart, it's a buy. It's a buy. Okay, so I think I finished. Let me see Bitcoin for last time. Yeah, okay. Now 4-hour chart, I'm gonna make a video about this for 4-hour chart. We are gonna see in 4-hour chart a very interesting move. Why? Because we have the volatility is blue. Every time we see the same rule is blue, we see a very nice move to the downside because in downtrend Bitcoin right now. So from here, based on the current price action, I was expecting, just because the OBB in 1 day chart is testing now the resistance, that's why I need to change my technicals, because yesterday was not like that. I was in long position from this area around $42,000, and I got a stop around my entry point. I was trading this area, but Bitcoin, I got stopped 2 times. I didn't lose anything, just I was stopped. And I took other short position right now at $42,000. Why? Because we have sell signal right now in 4-hour chart, as you can see here, in 4-hour chart. And also the ADX is getting positive. It's getting positive here, and also the volatility is about to start trending. So other leg down to $42,000. If this level breaks, we will see other test to $39,000, $40,000, and finally here we will know exactly if Bitcoin is in a bear market or bull market, as I said before. So technically speaking, for me, in 5-day chart, I said a long time ago, Bitcoin is in a bear market. Yes. Why? Because this is a rejection. Yes, in 5-day chart. But remember, Bitcoin was a long time for 3 months here, and after that we saw this bounce, right? So in order to see a technical confirmation, we need to see $40,000 level breaking. Breaking this level, okay, there is nothing to stop Bitcoin to 36, 34, and even lower, maybe around $30,000 to kill many longs. So as I said, if that happened this week, I'm gonna be very bearish, sorry. And I will say, okay, the next time frame to see playing out is the monthly. Okay, bearish variance in monthly, not good, right? So if that happen, this big bounce, because we're gonna see a big bounce, of course, is gonna be my next big short of the market of this year. This area. Why? Because from here, I am speculating the ABC correction if that happen. Let me explain. A, B, C. ABC from B to C is the most powerful wave you can see. For example, one, two, three. The wave 3 is the most powerful wave in uptrend. 4, 5. This is the a failure wave 5. Not a failure. Why? Because actually we saw a new high. So now all this area, all this dump is A. The minimum price is the bottom of the wave 4. From there we are gonna see the wave 3. Wave B is around here. $50,000 maybe. And from there we are gonna see the wave C. The wave C is the same as the wave 3, so it's gonna be very powerful, very destructive, and people will enter in panic. Okay, this is my expectation. If that happen, of course. Now I'm gonna do something. I like to do it sometimes. Tell me, what is this? This is very constructive, right? Very constructive. What is this? Tell me, this is looking like more like accumulation, right? Let me show you. Potential something like this. You see? This is the problem. This is more like accumulation. I mean, but the problem is like we are in a burst chart. Let me show you why. Here, we have some examples here. Something like this. So maybe something like this. I am expecting. As I said before, this is just speculation. Please ignore this because it's my own speculation. This is just an uptrend, as you can see here. Every time when Bitcoin is testing the MA55, and so on. Okay. So the next relevant, you wanna be bullish on Bitcoin. You wanna see Bitcoin closing about $47,000. $47,000 is the key pivot for Bitcoin. If you don't see this month, be ready. Okay, guys, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for your support, because the channel reached 200 followers. I mean, I know maybe for many people it's a little bit, but for me it's super massive big. Why? Because, well, I didn't expect to have this quantity of followers. Never, actually, because I am not a YouTuber. Thank you so much for watching. And yep, my speculation for Bitcoin is this in the short term, short term, leg down, and from there potentially other leg up. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. See you next time.